And instead, the Master, this time, after every regeneration, because he did the one-time woman thing, so that's not something he can do, and that's if he decides to go back to being a male actor, is you make the Master selfless. You make him kind. He, instead of trying to have nefarious plans to take over the universe to get revenge, or a myriad of interesting things about him, he's instead been the one that's been fighting against this big bad. In fact, it seems that the Master has been looking for the new era Doctor, this new regeneration, for a while. And so whenever he finally meets up with this new Doctor, he says, I've got something to tell you, something important. But before he can, of course, something must happen, and he regenerates. And so the Master knew something, but when he regenerates, he decides to go back to his ways of who he was before, trying to take over these things, where he won't tell the Doctor what happened, but he'll tell him that this great creature, this monster that's been terrifying the universe, is closer than it seems. The monster that's been terrifying the universe, the reason the people don't trust the Doctor, the reason the Master actually decided to do good, because the Master cares about the Doctor as his friend and wanted to make up for it for the times that he's been there for him, is because the Doctor, the regeneration that we as an audience missed, has become that terror. Because the Doctor, for once, tried not to be the hero, tried to be selfish, and tried to be the one to take over the universe. The evil Doctor, because it needs to happen once, quite literally it's the lore that Time Lords need to have one good time if they're always evil, one bad time they're always bad. That one is the one that his mentality is whenever we get to meet him, because realistically you can do flashbacks, you can do storylines or recordings of this Doctor realizing that his next regeneration would change back into the way that he was. Is him going, you don't understand, I'm not the evil Doctor, even though he is. I'm the one that's trying to save the universe, who's constantly imploding upon itself, constantly trying to fight other people. And so you lean into this really horrible but interesting storyline, because it's supposed to be an evil Doctor, where he says, if I take over everything, then nobody has to fight anymore. I feel like if we went back to interesting concepts like that in general for the Doctor Who universe, it would at least put a saving grace end to the show, if not fix it entirely. If you actually write it right, instead of trying to do a bunch of politics that don't really matter to an alien who's not on Earth. Much love, half the time he's traveling the universe in different timelines.